Hello there, folks. Welcome to another round of Modern. We have Kevin Good on Boros Burn versus Leland Machin on Boros Lotus Field, aka the aspiring Spike Lotus Field deck of shenanery. It's a cool deck. There's a lot of interesting things going on in it. Kevin's deck is your atypical burn deck, or not atypical, your typical burn deck. We are playing creatures, playing spells. We're just going as fast as we can. Leland's deck, on the other hand, wants to set up Golos Starless Pilgrim, and oh no, what's the name of the card? It's the Indestructible Cascading Cataracts. Start spinning for value. You got Fury, you got Solitude. If you can think of a good red or white card, it might be in the list. You use stuff like Cleansing Wildfire on Flagstones of Trocare, and you just got a lot of cool value stuff out of it. Which, hopefully, we will see this match. Currently, Kevin is just beating the shit out of Leland. This is just a lot of damage. Leland is starting his second turn with half of his health. Burn will do burn things from time to time. Speaking of Flagstones of Trocare, we got one right there. And a Cleansing Wildfire. So what he's going to do is he's going to destroy a land. He's going to draw a card. And because he's popping Flagstones of Trocare is being destroyed by an effect, Leland is going to be able to search his deck for a Plains and put it into play. And then the Cleansing Wildfire will allow him to go get a basic land. So he gets a self-ramp, and it's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that interaction, or like any of the Cleansing Wildfire / like land popping interactions with stuff like Flagstones. They're just neat. Elvish Reclaimer in the green-white Titan list is really fun with Flagstones of Trocare. But we'll see if this mana ramp is going to be enough. Kevin has a pretty fast start here. Alright, 2 mana, going to 15, going to Boros Charm Leland here, shooting for 4, and then going to attack in a Death Spear for 2 more damage. Putting Leland to 4. And this is just not where you want to be against Burn. Looks like we were thinking on the damage. Leland might have a Solitude in his hand. Going to 4. Now, if Leland is able to establish himself on 5 mana, he should be able to be okay. He should be okay, because he can hardcast a lot of things, so just deal with the board. All right, here's a Nahiri. Going to minus here. Exile a tapped creature. Getting rid of that Monastery's Whisper. And show me Boros Charm off the top of the deck. I see a Lightning Helix. All right, passes the turn.
We're not dead? Is that what you're saying?
He wants you to think you have a chance and then kill it. Kevin sadistic.
I see a Solitude. I see a Fury. Prismatic Ending. Flagstones of Trocare. Alright, we're going to activate Nahiri to discard a card, draw a card. He's got a Lotus Field. Going to float 2 mana there. Probably play the Lotus Field. Going to sacrifice those 2 tap lands. And he's going to be able to go get another Plains off of the Flagstones, which is pretty neat. It's just small interactions like that. It's just good value. And like this deck is just, it's good. Spike has been doing well with it, and granted, Spike can probably just do well with anything. He's a great player. But I did see people playing it at SCGCon Syracuse in the Modern 30K, and it was fun to watch on paper. It's a cool deck, especially like when it pops off. Also, any deck that just plays Golos Tireless Pilgrim that isn't a Commander deck, well, not that you can play in Commander anymore, but that isn't a Commander deck is just sweet. Also, this is the first time this deck is the first time I think I've ever seen Leland play red, so it's interesting. I still don't think he owns Lightning Bolts, but that's besides the point.
2 mana floating.
Alright, tapping 1 mana, so we have 3 in the bank. Looks like a Valakut Awakening here. So he's going to get Skullcracked in response. It's going to go down to 1.
1, 2.
But Leland is able to bottom deck cards now. And then draw that many plus 1.
Kevin got shot him for a while ago now.
2. Am I doing this thing I don't want to do?
Right, looks like he's getting rid of
Draw 3.
3 or 4. Oh, only get rid of 2. Okay.
Ooh, that's better.
Opted to keep the Fury. Okay.
Except I still try to die. Alright. Pass turn.
Kevin draws an Iron Base of return. He's going to fetch. Probably getting a mountain. Probably no reason to get fancy with it. Right. Lava Spikes Leland.
He has backup.
I think we're giving Solitude a read to double check, make sure it can exile itself.
I don't have it.
Ephemerate. Does this deck play Ephemerate?
Sent back.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a good card.
No.
Oh, you get Ephemerate Golos too. It's pretty solid. Alright. Leland's just going to scoop it up, and we're right into game 2. Kevin taking game 1 there. We're resolving a mulligan for both players. There's a tap Sacred Foundry. There's an Inspiring Vantage, playing a Monastery's Whisper. I thought Kevin was about to become a lands in front gamer, and I was so worried. There's a Chalice on 1. It's a good way to brick some cards in Kevin's hand, especially that Lightning Bolt that we see there. Lightning Heal is going to shoot Leland down to 16, attacking in with the Monastery's Whisper for 2 more damage, going to 14. Right, Prismatic Ending there. Paying the extra mana, that way it doesn't get countered by his own Chalice. Right, taps. Whew, for a Boros Burn, then plays a Skewer the Critics after shocking in that Sacred Foundry.
I'm losing this again.
My brain just kept saying Steam Vents, and I was like, that's not right. Steam Vents says red-blue.
Pass.
Right, Leland passes a turn, doesn't have a land drop. Kevin's going to hard cast a Skewer.
Okay, I guess it does something.
Right, got a Cleansing Wildfire here on the Flagstone as a Trocar. Going to get a Plains and a Ralgren Triumph.
Can you draw a banger? No, go ahead.
Passes a turn, no Boros Triumph. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop.
Not dead again?
He's waiting to kill you with his axe.
I go to 2 to...
Leland has a grip of cards, and I don't know if any of them do terribly much right here. I think he's debating if he wants to play the Sacred Foundry, untap, take 2 damage, and then play Chalice on 2. Which is risky, right? Like, you just get Skullcracked and die. Alright, there's an Eidolon of the Great Rebel. Kevin is sitting with a heap of 1-drops in his hand, I'm assuming. Right, playing a Sokenzan, Crucible of Defiance. Hard casts the Fury. Going to do 4 damage to that Eidolon.
You were playing... Yes.
Leland looks like he's been able to stabilize pretty well here. Kevin did just draw a Lava Spike, so you can put him to 1. Alright, there's the Chalice. To Searing Blaze in response.
I think we...
Leland is going to evoke a Solitude, pitching a Wear Tear.
Just to gain 3.
Exiles his own Theory to gain 3 life. Chalice on 2 resolves. Kevin's just going to pick it up, and we'll be going right into Game 3. There's Hypercuts, baby. Quick games. Quick turnover. Kevin's going to be going first. Going to fetch into a Sacred Foundry. He plays a Lava Spike, shooting Leland down to 17. Honestly, that Lava Spike art, I'm a really big fan of it. It's just really nice looking. The giant fireball just coming straight into the dude's face. Alright, fetching with Iron Mesa. Goes to get a basic mountain. Plays an Eidolon of the Great Rebel.
Joke's on you, I don't have...
You've been playing, I think, Clifftop Retreats? Is that the red-white one? The one that checks if you have a mountain or a plains? It's definitely not Sacred Foundries. I was talking to Leland about that. Because he was like, oh yeah, I don't have them yet. That's why I'm playing this card.
Aspiring packages, I don't have those.
Kevin's going to fetch out another mountain.
It's too aggressive for me.
It's too aggressive.
I wonder if he plays, like, any type of moon effects. I don't know if does Burn ever play moon style effects? I get that they're slow, but you could play like Magus. It's used as an attacker. Yeah, attacks in for 2.
Do I need to do it now? I think I could.
Leon evokes a Solitude, pitching a Solitude. Kevin's going to 17 here. Plays a Roiling Vortex. Gonna do a damage to Leland in the upkeep. What a card. Right. Plays a Chalice on 1 here. Plays a Lotus Field, sacking 2 lands. Passes turn. Kevin's got a Sunbaked Canyon here. Plays an Eidolon of the Great Rebel. Which I feel like is the only expensive card in this deck now. So if you're looking to get into Modern for cheap, for a good budget, Burn. Solid deck. Quick games. You don't have to think for terribly long. And again, it's cheap. It's a good intro point. Lynn's going to play a Wall of Omen 2. He's going to draw a card. He's got an 0-4 blocker. With Defender. Alright, Lightning Helix. Going to shoot Leland down to 10. Kevin's going to take 2 because of the Eidolon, gain a life. Or gain 3 life back, so he'll go to 17. Okay, just passes a turn. What mountain that, or what's that mountain is from? Going to play a Nahiri. Going to down tick on the Rolling Vortex. Exiles enchantments or tap creatures. Which is cool because it can actually exile the Eidolon because it's an enchantment creature.
Yeah, you. Well, same here. Used to lose two.
I think they're assessing what Kevin's life total is here.
Yeah, but you gained.
After the...
What's the life?
Is that another art for Lightning Helix? Yeah.
Cast Lightning Helix, right?
Yeah.
So he was at 16, he'll lose 2, go to 14, and gain 3 life.
Go to 17?
Right? Lightning Helix gains 3 life.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I don't know, I was doing math wrong. Go ahead.
Alright. Sacks off the Sunbaked Canyon. Draws a card. Alright, 4 mana. Playing a Chalice on 2. Kevin's going to fire off a Skullcrack. I think he missed an Eidolon trigger for the Chalice. Lynn's going to play a MDFC tapped. Alright, down ticks on Nahiri, exiles the Eidolon of the Great Rebel.
Get him.
Plays a Golos Tireless Program. Going to be able to search his deck for a land. Probably getting Cascading Cataracts. Yeah. Cleansing Wildfire. Oh, sorry. Activating the Nahiri. Not playing a Cleansing Wildfire. Doesn't quite have enough mana to activate Golos yet. He's going to attack him. Play a new Golos. Sack 1 to Legend Rule, and then get the ETB effect of the new one. Right, Kevin picks up an unfortunately uncastable Lightning Bolt for a turn. You can join that unfortunately uncastable Lava Spike. Alright, does he have enough to spin? He should, yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Right, spin Golos. Right, going to play a Blood Song here. Draw a card. Can now play that additional Lotus Field without having to worry about sacrificing any lands, because now they just has the tap ability. I think he's just debating if he wants to cast a Chalice on 0. Not that either deck really has 0 drops, but
played Bliss on this turn.
I'll believe you.
I did it though.
I'll believe you.
Did I hear you? I didn't hear you. Did I?
Okay, activates Nahiri.
Pass.
Passes the turn. Didn't attack with the Lotus. But it probably doesn't matter in the long run. Cast a Skewer the Critics here. I'm going to put Leland to 1, assuming it resolves. Alright. Leland casts a Valakut Awakening. I'm going to bottom deck his entire hand. Draw a brand spanking new one. Alright, untap. We got a lot of mana in play. And a goal. Let's see what we can spend. Nahiri activation. Discard a card to draw a card. Plays a land for turn. Another Lotus Field.
I guess Chalice for 3.
Alright, 6 mana. Plays a Chalice on 3, and Kevin's just going to pick it up. Leland is going to take it 2-1 with Boros Lotus Field against Kevin Good on Boros Burn. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.